Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We are going to do a what I eat in a day. Some of you may know I used to identify as a vegan, but now I'm kind of like a pescatarian. I'm eating some fish. But not some fish, I really only eat salmon. But yeah, so I'm kind of navigating what I'm going to plan out for today, but I haven't had a chance to go to the grocery store, so I'm going to see what I can make with the things in my pantry. Let's start out with breakfast. I think I'm gonna have some type of green smoothie and go from there. I don't have that hard of a time getting in my greens just because I like salad so much, but I do like to add it to just about every meal that I have, just to have some extra added nutrients. But if you are interested in videos like this, please leave a comment down below and stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna do everything in my like Ninja food processor here because the blender is super loud. But yeah, I'm gonna put a handful of spinach in here. This is just fresh organic spinach. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna put some steel cut oats, just like a sprinkle. That's good for milk production while breastfeeding, for those breastfeeding moms out there. I'm gonna put some chia that I store in this mason jar, just like a handful there. That's probably more than I need, but I need it to be a little thick and it will thicken it up. I'm gonna put a splash of orange juice in here. This is just like the Simply Orange. In the summer, I really love making my own orange juice, but right now I just don't have the time. I also have some frozen kale, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. For those of you that don't like kale, omit this, but in a smoothie you can't really taste it at all, especially with all of your fruit ingredients. I also like making kale chips out of this. You can really taste the kale when you make kale chips, but I like the taste, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on this and blend it, and then I'm gonna add my frozen mango. Okay, so I like to blend that up. Doesn't look the most appetizing right now. I'm gonna add that mango like I said, and it will make it taste a lot better. Alright, so right now we have kale, spinach, chia, steel cut oats, we have mango, raspberry. I believe that's it for now. Sometimes I put an extra added ingredient in there, but I am breastfeeding. If you want to know what that ingredient is, please personal message me and I will let you know, but it does help with my migraines if that gives you a hint as to what it is. So yeah, here's some extra juice there, and I'm going to blend this. Okay, so here is my smoothie. Like I said, it is not the most appetizing looking, but it tastes really, really good, and it's good for you. I'm also eating a lactation cookie, and I will do a recipe later on the video for these. But it's basically some really great things to get some extra milk production happening in your body for those of you that are breastfeeding out there. So I'm gonna eat this, do some editing, hang out with Wilder, and I will show you what I have for lunch. All right, for lunch I am making a kind of like a taco salad, my take on it. So what I'm gonna do is put some of these ground beef crumbles into the frying pan. There's 18 grams of protein in there, and mix it with some taco seasoning. Like I said in a previous video, taco seasoning has an extreme amount of sodium in it, so make sure you're drinking some extra water if you're ever using that. I'm going to use some Simply Balanced organic. It has quinoa, spinach, garbanzo beans, red peppers, and onions. I'm going to fry that separately, and I'm going to put that all into a salad, and I will show you how that goes. Okay, and this is what I'm going to put in the salad. I picked this up from Whole Foods. It's baby spinach and arugula. I really like the bitterness that arugula brings to certain dishes, so that's what I like. I have an organic tomato, I have an avocado. I have some of this Follow Your Heart vegan ranch. You can use whatever dressing that you like, but this is what I like the most. I mix it with some hot sauce sometimes to add an extra kick. And then I have this fermented corn relish. This is from the farmer's market, and they are actually made in Rollinsville, Colorado. So that's right outside of Nederland. Fun fact, Lee and I we're looking into buying a home in Rollinsville, but it is pretty far away, so we are not going to live there. But I always like to add something kind of fermented into my diet every single day, just for those probiotics, whether that be some type of like relish like this or sauerkraut. Also, I'm gonna just say right now, so something that I didn't bring up today was my beverage intakes. In the morning I had a cup of coffee with a splash of almond milk, and I've been drinking a mason jar full of water. I've only had 1.5 right now. I put a half of a lemon in it. It is 32 ounces, and I'll try and drink like 4 to 5 of those per day. My husband Lee is amazing and is bringing me some iced tea that does contain caffeine, but I don't put any sugar in it or anything like that. It hasn't had any effects on Wilder that I can see, so that's just my personal choice. I do choose to drink caffeine, and yeah, I'll probably drink some more water, and that's basically what I drink: coffee, tea, and water. Sometimes I drink juice, but it depends on the day. So I'm gonna eat this salad. I will show you a clip here. Will probably be snacking a lot throughout the day because I am breastfeeding. I am ravenous. I don't know if anyone's heard of this, but I felt like my pregnancy hunger was up there, but breastfeeding hunger is real, and it is so much more. I feel so much more ravenous while I'm breastfeeding rather than pregnancy. So for those moms out there that have felt that, please leave a comment down below so I don't feel alone. Alright, so this looks a mess right now, but I'm going to make those lactation cookies that I was talking about. I have some already, mixed together, but we're going to be kind of busy around the holidays, so I wanted to freeze some. So I'm going to mix my dry ingredients first. And these are just saying lactation cookies. The only thing different is there's brewer's yeast powder in it. No men out there, this will not make your breasts lactate, but this just helps my milk production so far, and that's why I'm sharing the recipe for any moms that are out there. But yeah, I'm gonna put in a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of regular sugar. It's actually cane sugar. So in goes the sugar. I'm going to put, and also I am just kind of winging this recipe, just so everyone knows. I'm gonna put a 1/2 cup of oats in it. I have said that these are steel cut oats. They're not. They're old-fashioned oats. Sorry if I misled anybody. I'm going to put a cup of flour in there. This is just regular all-purpose flour. I'm going to put some flax in there. This is my egg replacer. I'm really not a fan of eggs for ethical purposes, as well as I just think they're gross. Yeah, so I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of flax in there, and with flax eggs, every tablespoon that you put in, you need to double the amount of water, so that means 6 tablespoons of water. So I'm going to do that quick. Alright, so I'm going to save that for later because that is a wet ingredient. I'm going to put the brewer's yeast. I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons in there. Some people say that this is kind of bitter, but I think I've stated before I really like bitter taste, so I don't really mind it. I'm going to put some baking soda in there, about a 1/2 teaspoon, and I'm going to put my chocolate chunks in there. I have chosen dark chocolate. That is just my preference. And I should have said this before, but while this is all happening, your oven should be preheating to 375. All right, so I'm gonna give this a good mixture just so there's no huge pockets of that brewer's yeast and or baking soda, because that would not be tasty to bite into. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and add that water. I always make a hole. I know it's not dough, but add the water to the center, and I'm gonna add a dash of vanilla. For those of you that aren't really confident kind of winging recipes, definitely look up a recipe. I just like winging recipes because I am still learning on being a chef, so yeah. And then in this mixture, I've melted some Earth Balance vegan butter and some coconut oil. I always like to half whatever the butter calls for with coconut oil just because of the health benefits. And then from here, you can mix that together. If you need any extra liquid, go ahead and add some extra water or some more melted butter. But this is it. So you mix that together. My oven is preheating to 375, and I will leave that in there for about 13 minutes. There's no exact measurement with that. My lucky number is 13, so I always go to 13. But yeah, you kind of want this cookie consistency. If it looks a little liquidy to you, make sure you're scooping from the bottom here. And if it's still looking kind of that liquidy consistency, add some more of your dry ingredients. So add some more oats or add some more flour, and you should be good to go. So 375 for 13 minutes, and I will show you how they turn out. I'm gonna put this batch in the freezer like I said, but my husband really likes them, I really like them, and I have seen an increase in milk production. Nothing significant, but enough that I can start having a stash in the freezer, which is pretty exciting. So yeah. So while I'm cooking, I will show you what Wilder's doing, and I will show you who's playing in the background. I'm trying to be quiet, but that is Erin Williams. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. Some of you may not like her, but I love her. So if you want a YouTuber mom to follow, go follow Erin Williams. Okay, I decided to start dinner. So in the crock pot, I have some sweet potato, or actually no, it's a yam. And I have frozen vegetables, so corn, green beans, peas, and carrots, and then I'm going to add some other things. It's hard to do, so give me 1 second and I will set you up. Alright, so into the crock pot, I'm going to put a can of organic coconut milk, the whole thing, just put that in there. It's hard to get out, so shake it or spoon it out. Okay, so put that whole thing in there. You're gonna want to put a cup of rice in. I dumped mine out onto a napkin because I thought I saw a moth, but I didn't, so we're good to go. I have a little bit left in my bag here, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump the rest of the rice in. So let's just say 1.25 cups. I'm going to put some veggie broth in there. Not too much. And to make this into a coconut curry, I'm going to put some curry powder in there. And this curry powder can be spicy, so you might want to you might want to measure it out. So here's about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. All right, so you're gonna want to stir that up. And like I said, this is a crock pot meal. You can make it on the stove if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and stir mine up. I see that it is a little thick, so I'm gonna have a go at that veggie broth again, just so the rice gets covered and everything is cooked. It definitely will thicken up. And sometimes instead of rice, I am using lentils, which are pretty tasty and pretty inexpensive. So I used about a half of a carton of vegetable broth. My veggie broth is 32 ounces, so use a half, 16 ounces. And like I said, you want to stir everything together. And I serve this as is. I serve mine with spinach and some vegan chicken, and we have some ground beef that my dad sent us, which was really sweet of him. So I'm gonna serve Lee's with some ground beef, and yeah, that's gonna simmer because I kind of have a busy day today. So just gonna go ahead and cook that on low on my crock pot. And I will probably cook mine for low. There we go. For about 6 hours. So push the start, make sure you get a lid. And yeah, like I said, so about 6 hours, and that will be our dinner. Once again, that is a coconut curry. Right now it's vegetarian. I'm gonna add some real meat to Lee's, and I will add some veggies and extra spinach to mine. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I don't always eat vegan. Today just happened to be one of those days where everything turned out vegan, and I am alive and fine. So for those of you that are skeptical on that diet, definitely do your research before you go ahead and jump right into it. It is a little tricky to navigate getting all of your nutrients. Like I said, right now I just, I still have a newborn, so it's kind of hard for me to find all of those foods, get out of the house sometime to buy all those foods that I need to get my nutrients. So I try to supplement, but it doesn't work. And also some days you just, you don't feel that well on that type of diet. It really depends on who you are. So that concludes today's What I Eat in a Day. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, stay tuned for more videos. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you next time. All right, see you later. Bye.